Hello, everyone. I wanted to take a minute to just recommend wholeheartedly Better Career and the advice that I got from Yuji Higashi. It made a huge difference for me in landing a position that I'm really happy with. Kind of a quick backstory. I actually was laid off in October of 22, and it took me a year and 3 days to land a new position. And I think the biggest reason for that is I don't think anybody, saw that this market was going to be as difficult as it's been. And so I had tried to take the same approach that I'd done in the past. So yeah, it's a lot of networking. It's applying to jobs a little bit, looking for opportunities wherever they might be. But and so that actually was yielding some conversations for me. But I was never able to get past the first or second stage of the interviews. And so, thankfully, that's when I stumbled across some blog posts that Yuji had put out specifically about how to prepare for your interview. And so some of the things I took away from that and I think I put into practice were number one, you're going to want to learn their company and products and what specifically, how specifically your experience is going to apply in the context of their organization. So learn what you can as much as you can. Second was, ensuring that you're following up and that you're corresponding with everybody, not just in a timely fashion, but that you're giving them meaningful content at every touch point. And so some really good examples of that were, looking for information on their website. Maybe it's an interview that their CEO has done. And so really kind of taking the time to analyze and break that down and sort of to look through your own lens at that. It's one thing to sort of see how others might interpret it, but how does your experience sort of shine through in your correspondence with them? Another thing that I did was I not only reached out to the hiring manager and the recruiters, but I also spent some time looking at folks that I would work with potentially within the organization. And I reached out to them separately on LinkedIn as an opportunity to just make another touch point, learn more about the company, and certainly with the end goal of them communicating back to the hiring manager that I was interested in the role and that I'd proactively reached out to them, really to kind of show initiative. And another thing I did too was, again, another way to kind of show that experience was I proactively or I sent them a version, a very sort of light version of what a 30, 60, 90-day plan might look like. And that really, I think, kind of helped me stand out a bit. And it wasn't until I sent that 30, 60, 90 to the not the hiring manager, but the recruiter, that I think it really kind of unstuck the process a bit and got me in touch with the hiring manager. And I think, from then on, I had so much context for the company and understanding that, their interpretation of that was that I just had a lot of enthusiasm about being there. And I think that's what really shined through and was a differentiator for me, on top of the experience and some of the areas in which I would add value. So I think the takeaway here is that it was really great advice, and that, if you take that and you're very diligent about going through sort of all the things that are recommended, I think the Better Career approach could be a great one for you too. It certainly worked for me, and I'm very grateful for their advice. Thank you.